So, good morning, everybody. And again, thank you to everyone doing the right stuff out there because, we are moving in the right direction. Things are starting to open up. I know it's been like that slow drip out of the drain. But again, there's for reasons. There's reasons why, there's reasons why we had to do what we had to do because we got such a huge infection rate and hospitalization rate went through the roof. And unfortunately, we lost 131 people here in Albany County and all the people that lost their lives in the state of New York and in this great nation, in the world, as a matter of fact. Our condolences and love go out to everybody. But people are doing the right thing. They're getting used to the mask. I know I still forget it every now and then when I walk out of the office or get out of the car. I'm like, dude, I got to put my mask on. But as of today, there's 2,458 positive cases of the coronavirus in Albany County, 523 people under mandatory quarantine, and the first time since June 23rd, we have 0 increases, which is great news. I mean, with all the testing going on, colleges coming back, things starting to open up. So it shows that by doing the right stuff, we can keep this rate down. 9,187 people have completed quarantine. Out of those, 436 tested positive for the virus have recovered, an increase of 3 as of today. There are now still 8 people in the hospital from yesterday, with the hospitalization rate at 0.32%. The rate yesterday was at 0.2, 8% went up a little bit there. One patient currently in the ICU. Yesterday that number was 0, so we don't like to see that, people in the ICU, but we haven't really gone above the 8. That's the highest we've been in a while, so which is it's good positive stuff. Especially keeping people out of the ICU. So over the last 5 days, there's been an average of 3.2 new positive cases. Yesterday, the last 5 was 4.4. So again, good news. And if you look at since last Tuesday when we had our last briefing, that Wednesday we had 9, 6, 8, 1, 3, 4, and 0. So a total of 36 new positives since last Tuesday, which is, again, good stuff that with the testing we got going on, that things are going in the right direction. Again, please, go out and continue to get tested. We need to do the mapping and tracing. The epi people and Dr. Whalen's team, who's done a great job, need to continue to get to the core of this, and especially if, God forbid, someone gets it and it starts to spread. It's free. You don't need signs or symptoms. Albany's free. They don't even ask for insurance. And our mobile testing sites are free if you don't have insurance. So again, we're not, we're there. We're rolling up our sleeves for the community to make sure that people don't feel whether they have the money to pay for it or not, they can get it. Albany's number, as always, is 1-888-364-3065. Our mobile testing number with Whitney Young is 518-465-4771. Rite Aid on Central Avenue in Colony, up by 155. You go on riteaid.com's website. And then the priority one in Gilliland, who's been a great partner since the beginning of this for the antibody testing, that number is 518-867-8040. Listen, people are doing the right thing. They're wearing their mask correctly. They're coughing into their arms. They're washing their hands. And they're staying 6 feet apart. All good stuff. That's why we're at 0 today, and our number's 36 for the week. So thank you to everyone out there. Thank you to all Albany County residents and Capital District residents that are continuing to do the right thing. So we can't get through this without it. A lot of great announcements. We finally got the gyms opened up. We were talking about it. First it was the malls, then the gyms. So the gyms are all online, and it's been a partnership with a variety of people to figure this out because Department of Health, we've never had to inspect gyms. That's not our lane. The governor made it our lane to go out and saying, hey, you're going to go out and inspect gyms now. So I want to thank Dr. Whalen and her team, but code enforcement and everyone that we brought on board, and especially my office, my deputy Dan Lynch, and everyone that made this possible, and Jeff Jameson that worked on this to figure this out, how we were going to do this, how we're going to get these gyms opened and going. So again, thank you to the team approach, because it is a team approach with everything, like in sports. So we're in this together, and we're going to get through this together, but doing it by working together. But yesterday we were able to inspect 4 gyms, and to deal with a variety of issues they might have had and different things. And I know you can go to our website, and gyms can fill out an email to us requesting for inspections. So we're encouraging any of the gyms out there, please. We were trying. That was like the $1 million question. I think Liza and I and everyone went back. How many gyms are there actually in Albany County? And there's a lot more than I thought. So again, please help us, help you. Let us reach out to us, send us an email so we can come in, do that inspection, and keep everyone in compliance in the next 2 weeks. So please follow the link and you can get it done. But Dr. Whalen.
Thanks, County Executive McCoy. Good morning, everybody. So it's been a busy week. Last week, we did quite a lot of meetings with the schools. In preparation, we hosted a school nurse conference via Zoom to discuss with the nurses the preparation for the K through 12 schools locally. And I also did a Zoom conference on Friday with all the school superintendents, which generated a lot of questions. And I think that what we have aimed to do and what we have done throughout COVID is make sure that the channels of communication that we need to have in place and the preparation that we need to have in place is there. That's the biggest preparation that we can do. I think the schools have done their due diligence. All of them have been working very hard on ensuring that they have an environment that is as safe as possible for the students. They understand, however, that this is not a zero-risk environment and are making sure that appropriate steps around social distancing, masking, frequent hand washing, etc., are going to be undertaken so that the students can get back to a safe classroom environment. We also, as the county executive alluded to, have been working on making sure that we have everything we need in place to go out and do inspections in the gyms. And I think that, we are positioned to get through that work very quickly. Throughout COVID, we have needed to be very nimble in our response. We have been required to, institute guidelines, and I think that we have done a great job so far, and I thank the County Executive's Office for the partnership and the tremendous staff that I have down at the Health Department. We are looking at, a big change in the next couple of weeks with the schools and the universities and the colleges being in session. And, I think that this is a time that we have to make sure that we're continuing to double down on our message of ensuring that people continue to comply with the guidance around the social distancing, and in particular with the college students avoiding large gatherings. We're not out of the woods yet. We know we're coming into the fall. We know we're coming into flu season. I also would like to urge everyone to get a flu shot as soon as possible. They are currently available, I believe, at a lot of the retail sites. We have not yet received our shipment at the Health Department, and many provider offices are still waiting for their shipment, but they should be coming within the next week or two. So reach out to your provider or stop into a local pharmacy to get your flu shot.
Thank you, Liza, as always, in the great work that you do for us here in Albany County, keeping us all safe, not just on this topic, on a variety of issues that constantly go on in the community. But yesterday, the governor outlined some of the low-risk high school sports that he's going to allow to start practicing, like tennis, soccer, cross-country, field hockey, swimming, all in regions may practice and play beginning September 21st. September 21st, people. Pay attention to that date. Still no travel practice or play permanent outside of a school region until the 19th of October. So I know there's leagues going on that people are traveling. It's not to the 19th of October that you should be traveling and going to other states, especially outside of Albany County. Football, ice hockey, wrestling, and rugby can practice but not play. And we're going to share all the updates as we get them, as we continue on in the control room, and and bring up the different questions and that we're dealing with. But one of the I guess pet peeves I kind of had since the beginning of this is that big box stores got to stay open. I know the supermarkets, we need the food chain, we need to keep it going. I get all that. the pharmacists and stuff like that. We need that. It's important. But I've watched Walmart, Target, Sam's Club all stay open through this, and businesses are a backbone of our community, that are the fabric of our community, that not only pay more in taxes and they pay money for the facade and to give kids their first opportunity for a job, had to shut down. And they're not Fortune 500 companies, so they can't sit there and and say, well, we got an extra $100 million sitting to the side and we're going to be okay. They had to go into their savings, and you saw that with the lady that owns the hot yoga. She had to go into her college kids' savings to stay afloat and try to stay afloat as they reopen up, and the same thing with these companies. I've gotten a lot of emails on this, and I get hit with this question: why can't big box stores shut down for 5.5 months and give local businesses the opportunity that they didn't have, staying shut down? That's a great point. Very, very great point. And they do hire a lot of great people in our county, so I'm not picking on them. But again, when the decisions were made to leave them open and no one else, I don't know why. I don't, because the smaller businesses could have got it done better, more efficient, I guess. I guarantee you, with less complaints and violations. But again, it was an executive order, not for me, but that's the way it happened. So what are we going to talk about today? So one of the challenges I'm going to say out to the people: live, live, local. It's a thing that we've done before here in this office. And we want people to shop local. We want you to go to the mom and pops businesses, as I like to refer to them as, or the community-owned businesses that people actually live here, pay taxes here, raise their families here, or again, are part of our community, are our neighbors, and give them the support. And I know it's hard because we're convenient. We like convenience, all right? We like pulling into a big parking lot, parking, going into the store. I know some of the stores are in areas that parking sometimes is an issue. But please take that time, walk that extra block or two, and show them the support that they need. And lodges, which has been the fabric of the city of Albany for 153 years, says a lot. I remember as a kid, my mother dragging me down there to get uniforms at the end of the school year and put them to the side for the following school year to start. Everyone can tell you stories about going in there as a kid, getting different clothes. So again, they need our support and they need our help. The Book House, which is celebrating its 45th anniversary, again, that's been in Stuyvesant Plaza, and one of the things you don't see a lot is bookstores surviving. Things change, with the new technology and everyone downloading books. But here's a great shop in Stuyvesant trying to survive and move forward. Again, shop local. I am encouraging, please, to live live local. It's how Albany County cares about our businesses. Money spent locally pays off. And one of the things that we looked at, for every $100 spent at a local store, approximately $48 stays in the community. $48 out of every $100 spent here locally. If you spend that at $100 at a chain store, roughly $14 stays here locally. That's a big difference. It's a huge difference. 48 to 14. We want you to shop local. That's why the campaign we're launching today, Live Live Local. We're asking several local business owners to talk about how important it is to shop local for keeping the lights on in their jobs for our neighborhoods, and how they give back. And again, they're struggling, and it's tough when you're not open to 100% occupancy for these businesses. It's tough for them to figure out what the new world's going to mean to them and how they're going to operate going forward. So now more than ever, they need our help. And think about the personal relationships you made over the years going into their stores, and you walk in and they tell you that, hey, you need this, that's where that's at, or just asking how your mom or your dad is or how your kids are doing. That relationship. And again, the stuff they've given back by volunteering for sports, or basically, giving money for the little leagues, for the football, for the baseball. Again, being a fabric of the community. And we can do this by supporting them and changing your habit, and shop local. Go to Stuyvesant, go to Colony Center, Crossgates, go to the corner stores, Phillips Hardware. It's just a lot of great shopping here that these business owners now need us more than ever before. So I do want to thank all of them for coming in, but I want to start first off with Mark and Jack from Lodges, that will sit here and talk about everything that's going on in their business and how they're surviving. And think about it, 145 years in downtown Albany. They've seen a lot, and when a lot of businesses move out to the suburbs, it gives them the opportunity to stay here, and why they stay so committed to downtown Albany and into the location that they're at. I don't know if you want to start, or which one? Which way am I going?
Doesn't matter.
He's going to let me start because I'm older and I've been there longer.
I thought you were the younger one.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dan. It's very nice of you. Lodges, as he said, has been there for 153 years. Family-owned business. It was a family that I bought the business from when I was general manager. I was fortunate that my son and daughter joined me in the business after Sienna and St. Rose. He's relatively new. He's only been there 20 years. So I'm still teaching him some things. And there again, he's teaching me too. Downtown Albany, local business. I'm going to start out by thanking our customers, because when we opened the doors, when we were able to reopen the doors, every customer that came in said, "Thank God you're open again. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you for being here." And it was so heartwarming that the community came back to us the way they did. And hopefully that'll happen with other businesses. We're fortunate that we are a community store, and all of these independent small businesses give back to the community in different ways. We do school uniforms. We do over 30 schools. All of the inner city charter schools come to us. So we get to see mom, and then we get to see the kids, and then the kids have kids, and it just kind of goes on. We also do a small coat program with the city of Albany and throughout New York State, that last year we were able to distribute to inner city children over 6,000 winter coats. So, small businesses and the community, if we were gone, you would miss us so much. Every town, whether it's Albany or whether it's a small town that has 2 stores in it, if they're gone, it's the character of the community. And I've been known as a character. So I know
the feeling.
Yeah, well, and he puts up with me. As a matter of fact, I sit on the board of directors of the Retail Council, and I've got a hey from Ted, and he said that you, as a county executive, are so pro small businesses. He just wanted me to tell you that he's very impressed with what you do, and anything he can do, he'd be more than happy to.
Thank you.
Okay. Mark, did you have a few things you wanted to say that I didn't?
You're pretty good at covering it.
Yeah.
Shopping small is so important. We're your local business. We employ your neighbors. We hire your kids. We give back to the community. More often than not, we offer either a better product at a comparable price, or the same product, sometimes at even better prices than you would find on Amazon or Walmart or any of those places. We're very proud that we offer great products at great prices, and shopping small is just, it's so important. We're the lifeblood of the community.
The big box stores ran out of underwear, but we didn't.
I'll keep that in mind. Morgan, Jack, thank you for sharing your experience with us. And again, I want to make sure that we have other people we're going to be talking to, is to give people an opportunity to see the faces with these small businesses and the sacrifices that you've made to obviously be shut down for 5.5 months, and to reimagine coming back in and opening up your doors and trying to get people to come back out. But again, why it's so important to shop local. And to, I can't say this any better again. Every $100 you spend there at a local store, $48 stays here. Every $100 you spend at a big box store, $14 stays here. Again, please, people, if you take anything away from this, support our local businesses. They are the backbone of our community. They need your help. We need their help to keep them open, and to be a little selfish, they pay taxes, they pay sales tax, they pay property tax, which keeps us afloat here in Albany County to run the great programs that we run or the services that people need to continue. I have John Phillips from Phillips Hardware to speak about some of the values of shopping locally and other things that he does, but I've known him a while, and he gave me the opportunity, I want to say it was probably 7 years ago, throw out a baseball. And I'm like, oh God, did he know I was never good at baseball, but it was fun. And again, not only do you have, Phillips Hardware, very involved in the community, very much giving back, and you get that from your local shops. They're in our communities, they're raising their families, they're doing everything. Please, shop local. But John.
Thanks, Dan. And your pitch wasn't that bad. I've seen other people dirt it. I think you made it across the plate.
I practiced with my daughter for a while.
So, on the shop local side, I can say our family, we've been very fortunate. I wish I was still, there's hopes of maybe someday we come back this way. We started in downtown Albany in the 1800s. Same family, same bloodline. I have 5 kids right now, praying for a 6th generation. We're grooming them on different skills to hopefully come in and continue our legacy. I'm not 120 yet, so I'm still working anyways, paying for the kids, so I'm not retired anytime soon. On the shop local side, we were on the fortunate side, I say, in the Capital District as an essential business. When we say that too, the pressures of some of the smaller essential businesses when you don't have as much money to go into being essential, and the pay wages and people knowing with the unemployment when they were getting extra compensation and people were at risk. So I want to thank, first and foremost, and I know talking to friends of mine that own businesses, we're very fortunate that we have loyal team members that work for us that stayed engaged to make sure our businesses continued during the pandemic. So I think that's a huge part. People say, oh, it's great, it's open. The pressures of, do they want to be in the public and servicing? And our business in particular was, we sell smoke detectors, extinguishers, we were selling safety stuff. So we really felt the responsibility to the Capital Region of, we were selling to nonprofits, we were selling to town agencies, police departments. We were hoping to contribute to the safety of the Capital Region. With that in this age is supply demands and manufacturing, and also for a lot of the small businesses, people look at price increases and think, oh my God, they might be trying to make extra money. It's really less margin for a lot of the businesses because of the expenses of operation. And trucking and logistics and general consumers, business owners know that, food costs and all the other economics that go behind trying to operate. But every small business owner you talk to, they're committed because these are our neighborhoods. It's a neighborhood market in the Capital Region. I'd like to, I've seen us struggle against box stores and Amazon. The pandemic actually gave me a sun that rised up, and people really start to see the vulnerability of businesses not returning, how important that local support is. And the camaraderie of, we're a community. So as all of us businesses that were here today, we were talking and trying to network and see where we can support each other. It's government, it's our nonprofits, which I think are a huge component that didn't get as much as they needed in the Capital Region. And that's another end of looking at the numbers of what the small businesses give back. We need to continue that. And we need the community also support. We've lost some of those businesses to support the nonprofits. So I think you got government, you got nonprofits, you got business, you got neighborhoods. Capital Region is strong for a reason, because we've been able over the years to work together. So I think it's a great campaign to launch, to help keep, the lights on in the Capital Region and get more lights open and keep us healthy. And out of this, hopefully by us working together, it's gonna be sad, we're gonna lose some businesses, but hopefully there's some success stories and strength and innovation and new companies that come out, and as well as maybe we become stronger in the Capital Region and realize I'm not just a building, I'm a community. Like if the person next door to me closes, that's an impact to me. So how can I support them? Those dollars, and I know it's easy to go to Amazon, box stores, sometimes you sense it's bigger. Like the lodge just said, we're sometimes unknown. There's other values you get in those businesses that you don't realize, is the extra service. I tell our people, Like, people come in, it's not about money. If we have to break even, if we have to go find mason jars and we break even, take care of the general community, and by doing that, they'll keep on coming and support us. So I've seen definitely an uptick in our community encouragement to know the impact of how many businesses are struggling. We did start a campaign. It originally started in Altamont and went well, and so now we moved it. With social distancing, we had to start small. So Altamont is a nice kind of tight community where we were able to launch. We got all the businesses involved, and we started to raise some money for Stride Wounded Warriors. That's, again, another program that's impacted. They have a lot of programs with social distancing. They've had their challenges. They also work with special needs youth. We decided to partner and kind of do something between businesses and also trying to raise money for nonprofits. So we have these cool stars and stripes. We're now moving it up as more of a capital region thing because we got Altamont lit up, is trying to encourage people. We have them at our stores. All the proceeds go to Wounded Warriors and Stride. The concept is, you buy it, you put it outside, shows a little patriotism as well, appreciation for our vets and the services they have done, and kind of the uniformity of businesses can do it, residents can do it, nonprofits can do it, and as a community, if we can all come together, hopefully we can light up our capital region again.
John, thank you, and it is so important, and thank you for what you do for veterans. Being a veteran to myself, I can't appreciate you enough for everything that you're doing. Even more reason to shop local, and look, I'm not picking on the big box stores, but in a way I am. They got to stay open. They're a Fortune 500 company. They're billionaires. These people are the ones that continue to do great things in our community. Now it's our turn to step up for them. And some of the points that you don't see, it's what keeps radio stations on. It's what keeps the local news on. The newspaper, the Times-Union, the Altamont Enterprise, all the papers, because they take advertising out. What do you think pays to move the world? Businesses like this. And if you lose a lot of these small businesses, you also have that ripple effect where it takes other things out that you're not thinking about. So again, John, thank you for everything. Susan Novotny, Book of House. Susan, the awesome little shop you have there, and I want to thank you for everything that you're doing to inspire kids to go out and to read, and that's your foundation. Music, arts, literature is the foundation for our next generation, and without it, or books to either reimagine, to imagine things, to get their imagination going, or for knowledge, so it's awesome. But please, Susan.
Well, thank you for inviting me. As you mentioned before, the Bookhouse is celebrating its 45th anniversary this year, and so it didn't turn out to be quite the anniversary celebration that we were hoping for, but the being closed for almost 3 months was, seriously impacted a lot of us independent businesses, and of course we didn't collect sales tax, so the county didn't get sales tax during that time. So
I thought you were still collecting it for
but when we reopened in June, we did hit the ground running thanks to all the wonderful customers, and we were able to set up the shop safely and with confidence that everybody that's entering would feel good about browsing and picking up the books that they wanted. I think one of the points I would like to make is I've been competing with the big box people and Amazon since 1995, so I'm no stranger to competition. But no one can fault anyone during the pandemic for going to online sales. It was convenient. You didn't have to go out. You got your goods delivered right to your door. And unfortunately, what has happened is it's become an ingrained habit with everyone. And as we enter the fall and the holiday season, for those of us retailers that rely on human traffic coming into our stores, and a lot of human traffic, in a way that we were going to have to take into consideration the flow during the holiday season. But we really do look forward to the fall school season, where we're back in action with the kids and getting, in our case, we work very, very closely with the at-risk population and literacy programs within Albany County. And in fact, this week we're making a nice donation to the Children's Cafe of fun books kids can read to keep them reading before they, from the rest of the summer and right into the going into the school year. So we're here for the community in many ways that you don't always see. What we need is for you to stop buying your books from Jeff Bezos and start buying them from us independent booksellers that are here in Albany County. And we're looking forward to a good brisk fall and holiday season so that we recover some of the massive losses that we had for the almost 3 months that we were closed. So Albany County is great. It's just a terrific community of people, and we did have a good June and a good July, so that because people said, I want the book house to survive, and but we need to keep that sentiment going into the next final quarter of this year. So that's.
I agree with you on that, Susan. We need people to go out and shop local. But thank you for that, and I appreciate everything you do for the community with everything. So thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
So we have Nicholas Morellos from State Farm, and not Jake. I'm used to saying Jake from State Farm. I always tell my wife when Gil Ethier calls me at 1 o'clock in the morning that it's not Jake from State Farm, it's Gil Ethier from Go Hose, but he confuses his time. But you opened up your shop a couple years ago on Central Avenue in Albany, and I remember I couldn't make it to the ribbon cutting. Mary went on my behalf, and then we talked because you're in the middle of when the riots hit. You've seen the neighborhood. You're staying committed to the neighborhood, and kind of seeing firsthand, the community change upside down with the, COVID-19, and then with the riots. And how are you surviving now?
Well, I'm not Jay from State Farm. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound like me.
No, you look better than him.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if there is an easy answer to that question. Having born offshore, I've been paying a lot of attention to what the pandemic has been doing around the world, not only locally. And I need to start by praising the work that we've been doing, what the county and the state has been doing here because of taking action. Okay.
Thank you.
I've seen other countries doing very well, including Costa Rica, where I come from. I've seen countries who simply ignore what's going on. Now, what I'm trying to say right now is that it all trickles down. A very smart man said to me once, although you grow up poor, never let the rich kid syndrome get to you. So my question is probably a question that you have right now. What's the rich kid syndrome? The rich kid syndrome is to think that everything is going to be okay, that everything is going to be fine. And it is going to be fine because it was always fine, because Daddy took care of everything. Since I came to this country and since I opened my business, I understood that if I was going to do okay, I was going to do okay like most immigrants did, by getting involved. That said, I believe that's what the answer lies, is in the fact that this is everyone's obligation to do something about it. It is everyone's job to make sure that we stay afloat. The reason why I believe I stayed after my office got hit was because I saw a video that showed that the person who actually broke my windows had nothing to do with the riots. It was a person going by who had a personal issue and he didn't like my windows or didn't like the company I represent. And so talking to one of my employees, he said to me that the reason why you did not really get hit is because you've been so involved with the community. I've been involved with the community since I moved to Albany, since I came to Albany, which was first in South Pearl Street, and for the last 4 years, I've been in Central Avenue. Been in contact with our clients. I was listening to what John was saying before, and it's exactly right. It's making sure that those clients understand that connection that you have with the community. I've been working with the Colonial Soccer Club for the last 3 years. It's making sure that the community understands that we're part of it. Now, this program you're trying to launch, reflects that one more time. It's about the community understanding that we need to shop local, that we need to make sure that those dollars stay in our community. State Farm is one of the few companies, large companies, who still stick to the agent model. Right now, I don't think State Farm as a company is suffering, but agents are, because we're local. Because you walk into my office and my employees reflect the community we serve. They sound like the community that we serve. I'm one of the only local agents that has remained open during the entire season, during the entire pandemic. And that is because most of our business comes from walk-ins, from people walking by and stepping into the store and making payments. And when I look at the cash deposit that I have to make in comparison to other agents, I'm not really surprised. It is the face of our community. It's cash that we use. So I truly believe that is the answer to that. That's the answer to hearing zeros, like I heard early on. It's been involved. It's making sure that we work locally, that we support each other, and that we understand that if we ignore it, it's not going to go away.
Nicholas, I appreciate your story, and just take a look at them, and it's the American dream. You come here as a foreigner, you make your business, and you become a part of the community, fabric of the community, and the way you change the cohesiveness of any organization or neighborhood or city or government is by getting involved and standing together. And I think what you've done at State Farm, staying open. There's a State Farm in New Scotland. You're right. They're fabrics of the community, the little businesses and insurance that you can walk in and you can talk to them. You can check in on your policies. So thank you for everything that you're doing. Sorry that your windows did get smashed. But again, we have to move forward as a community. We have to redirect that energy in a positive way, in a way for change. And we got to listen to change, but you have to do it in a way that helps us move forward, not helps us move back. So again, thank you for everything. So the Century House. Monique, it's been around a long time, and great food, great accommodations, great place, and another business that had to reimagine how you were going to go going forward.
In many ways.
Yes, in many ways. And you've done a great job. Every time I've ever gone there, the service is second to none, and you do a great job. But how are you surviving?
So for 70 years, the Century House has been a part of the community, and I'll echo what fellow business leaders have said up here today is, we employ our neighbors, we give back to the community in multiple ways. The Century House, for example, has an Enjoy One, Share One program, so for every meal purchased in the restaurant and in the conference center, as well as overnight hotel stays, we donate a meal to the regional food bank. So by supporting our business, you truly are giving back to the community just by enjoying yourself. We have had to put in several safety protocols, as all of the other businesses I'm sure have, just to make sure that our diners can come in and feel comfortable. Our overnight guests can sleep in a room knowing that it's been completely sanitized for your safety, and we just feel that community support with our regular guests who keep us going, and just supporting our fellow small businesses. We are farm to table, so we're supporting local farms by bringing in fresh produce from those farms and things like that.
So, I know, because you got to stay under 20, well, it was 25, now it's 50. How's that affecting business going forward for you?
We need to be able to dance to survive, honestly. Our weddings, my favorite part of the Century House is that I can't introduce myself to anyone without them saying, oh, I know so-and-so is married here, or I've been to a wedding there, and it's a quiet house, and we're not used to that. Our weddings are all postponing because they can't dance right now, so we're waiting on a hopeful decision to be able to have at least 75 guests and dancing within family members, so that we can go back to celebrating again.
And I don't think, and you bring up so many excellent points, because my daughter Egan, he was getting married in May, and then it was August, now it's October 3rd. October 3rd. I'll get that right so I don't get in trouble when I get home. But the same thing, Orchard Creek, they were going to be there, and Kevin and them try to do a great job. But again, when you can't dance, you can't socialize, It's impossible.
Yeah, our
Right.
couples they've been planning their wedding for years, some of them over a year and a half, just to have the venue and their other vendors booked. So to not be able to have the wedding of their dreams, they'd rather postpone it. And dancing is a huge part of that celebration. So without that piece of it, we are missing our couples.
It is for a lot of people. You don't want to see me dance, so, but the
I'm sure we do.
you know, it is tough, and to people like you said, over a year. You know, my daughter's planning a year and a half, and to sit there and have to reimagine how you're going to do this,
Our
is
industry
so
alone,
tough.
it employs so many different facets and so many different industries within the hospitality industry that are just completely out of work right now. Our vendors, our DJs, our photographers, our officiants rather. There's so many people tied into being able to host one wedding with one family. In restaurants, on one hand, we are able to offer 50% capacity, but we can't for our events, which, you know, a wedding is certainly a lot different than a Tuesday night dinner.
No, it is, and I know some people are trying to do it and they're breaking the space up, which is, I said, look, you have to be in your comfort zone, right? And for me, having that conversation with my daughter, it's just, keeping it, under 50 is tough enough, our size of the family, but the reality is some are breaking it up in the 5:30 to 6:30. You come here, and I know a wedding that's happened in Saratoga that way, and I'm like, well, that's great, but it's again, it's not what you imagine. Right. But we can do this if we shop local. We need to shop local for these reasons here, and especially for the restaurants, we need to get them open to 100% because you can't operate at 50% forever. It's going to be challenging, and though we're enjoying this beautiful weather, it's going to start to change, and when it gets cold out or it starts to get rainy, people are going to want to sit outside on the patio and have dinner. So we need to address these issues, and the way we can do this is by continuing to do the right things, wearing your face mask and coughing into your arm and cleaning your hands and staying apart. But thank you so much for the insight on that, and we will continue to work with everyone going forward. Before I end here, I just want to say a couple things. It's the 15th week for the challenge with PAL and AT&T. We want people, this week's theme's coping with everything. What better way? Coping with everything going on around you in the world. So please go to the hashtag Albany County Stay Safe by this Saturday night, August 29th, for a chance to win a $25 gift card. I can't thank AT&T and PAL for doing this challenge for the last 15 weeks. It's giving kids an opportunity to refocus and do some other things that they normally wouldn't do. So again, as always, our mental health support line is there, available for people 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is 518-269-6634. Our 24-hour sexual assault hotline, 518-447-7716. And as always, the New York State hotline. I want to thank everyone for coming here today, and I don't know if the media is going to have questions for either Dr. Whalen or John Phillips from the Hardware, Susan Novotny, and Nicholas Morellis from State Farm, Monica LeBrie from the Century House, if they have any questions on that. But I do want to remind everyone, we did a little poster, Shop Local, so please, by all means, go out and support local businesses. They've been shut down. Some been shut down for 5 months. Some been shut down for 3 months. Some got to stay open. But again, you got to know the people in your community and how much it means to these businesses and what they give back. And if you didn't see it on their faces, I know it's kind of hard. I get to see them a little bit closer. The wear and tear, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but of what's going on, the stress from being shut down, the stress for reimagining, and the stress of trying to stay afloat. So thank you to all of you.